So what we want to do today is start talking about biofuels. And from the perspective of the World Agroforestry Center, which is a research institute, we want to try and help remove the hype around biofuels, facilitate an evidence-based discussion of their potential. Here's the question for biofuels, as many of you already know. Can the demand, and it's obviously there, and I'll come back to an example of the demand for biofuels later, can this demand contribute to economic growth, attract new investments into rural areas, provide additional incomes with their multiplier effects in the local economy, and thus boost broad-based equitable development? So while we all expect biofuels to provide affordable, sustainable energy while feeding a growing population, and we know the numbers, lifting people out of poverty, and reversing land degradation and securing ecosystem services. That's what we expect biofuels to do. And that is the promise that's held out to all of us from biofuels. Because what we're dealing with biofuels is in fact the world's greatest renewable, which is woody biomass. But the question is, are we expecting too much from biofuels? Can they deliver on the promise? Now, the World Agroforestry Center is embarking on research to test this. We hope that within a few years we'll come back to you with some answers. But today, what we wanted to do with all of you is start exploring this question, to help us to understand where the concerns are, where the opportunities are, and how do we deal and mitigate the risks. Risks for environment, risks for people, and risks for food security and food systems. So let me sketch the opportunity. We all know that a 1% increase in agriculture growth leads to about a 2.7% increase in income. So a factor of 2.7 is the return on investment in agriculture if you want to promote development. And as such, agriculture is about 2.5 to 3 times more effective in increasing income for the poor than non-agricultural investments. And agricultural growth, because of its nature, is therefore, and the diversity of opportunities it provides, is therefore a primary source of poverty reduction. If we look further at the opportunity it presents, investments in agriculture promote diversified sources of income and employment in rural areas. And investments, including investments in energy, appear to be a critical driver for this diversification and for development. And last but not least, rural areas are starved for energy. And if biofuels can help supply this, and agriculture being the vehicle of investment for those, then we are dealing with a critical problem. But there are challenges, and my colleagues on the panel will help me to start articulating them before we open the floor for you to also provide your inputs. We need to transform smallholder agriculture into successful agribusiness, because biofuels require that. They require vertical integration in some form or the other. So that is one of the main challenges for biofuels. We need to have good business models which are inclusive and equitable. We need outgrower models for biofuels where none exist so far that are viable. We need fairness in sharing risks and rewards along the value chain. These are just some of the challenges that we face. Above all, we need to avoid compromising food security. We need to conserve the environment. We need to reduce deforestation, maintain biodiversity, minimize water usage in biofuel production by using water-efficient crops, and understand and use the swing potential for benefit of all. What do I mean by swing potential? My colleague, Mena van Noordwijk, who's sitting right there, will tell you that swing potential is the difference between being a devil and being an angel. So oil palm can be an angel, but it can also be a devil, depending on how you use it. And understanding, it's not enough to just talk about a species or a crop. It is important to understand how it's managed and how it's used. We need to understand the complex relationships between biofuel production and the rest of the functions of the ecosystem, and above all, the policy environment to maximize the potential social benefits. Biofuels present an opportunity to generate incomes and energy for poor rural people. There are a number of challenges, and I've been through them. Technology, resources, impacts on land tenure, impacts on food security, impacts on the landscape and ecosystem services. We need processes to get the decisions that we want, and we need these processes to be inclusive. Inclusive of the smallholder farmers, inclusive of the rural populations that will help to deliver this. And we need significant resources. We need investments in this at a scale that we haven't seen so far.